Hello, Summoners and Summonettes. Welcome back to the LeagueCraft ggClassic presented by Arcade. I am Monte Cristo, and with me is KDH.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are here with this exciting final game of the first half of the tournament with so it's the midway game with 4-0 against CLG Black.
And indeed, the chat bans, for those of you that missed it, 4-0 banned out Rumble. Not surprising given how strong Psycho Sid has been in Rumble during this tournament and overall recently. And the ban coming from CLG Black was Janna. And then, as you can see, the rest of the bans going down here. Malphite, another pick, another ban, probably targeted at Psycho Sid, although we haven't seen him use it so far. Singed, Urgot, and Shen going down for CLG Black. And now we have the one bad Brad pickup of Nocturne. Not too surprising there, one of his favorite champions.
Yes, Nocturne has been seeing a lot of play in this tournament. He's a favorite of many people and many of the junglers in these teams.
So let's take a look. We have that Kog'Maw being picked up by CLG Black. We haven't seen Hoodstomp playing Kog'Maw. Hoodstomp normally known for his Graves play, and he played Corki in a game we were casting for this tournament earlier in the day.
Yes, he did. Did he play Graves in any of his other games that he's played that we haven't cast? He did not. So we have not seen his Graves yet. We are going to see the new Kog'Maw comp, a really standard bot lane that does really well in a lot of situations. And when you see a Kog'Maw, what that usually means is the entire team is going to be built around that character. So it's pretty important if you're 4-0 right now to comp accordingly in order that you might destroy that Kog'Maw.
That's correct. And Martel, of course, being the substitute for 4-0 today. Normally their top lane player is Trix. We saw Martel play Aurelia and do a great job of farming up in that top lane earlier.
Yes, he did. He did a really wonderful job with that and came in about mid to late game with Trinity Force and Guardian Angel, which is, as you said, what all Aurelia players want on Aurelia.
And, of course, we see Takashi picking up Twisted Fate. Takashi replaced 4-0's old mid lane player, Kramer121, who was an extraordinary TF player. I have not seen Takashi play TF, but he dominated in the game we watched earlier when he played Morgana. Brilliant ganks from mid lane.
And what we're about to see, if you notice, Shen has been banned. We see TF and Nocturne on the same team. So again, this was a thing that CLG Black did to Orbit in the first game we cast today with the two global ultimates that reposition their champions, putting them right in the middle of things. So we're going to see a lot of TF and Nocturne in the same place at the same time, I think.
That's right, and it's interesting. I see this Corki pickup here. I wonder if they're actually going to go with AP Cog in mid and have Corki played by Hoodstomp in that bottom lane. That looks like what we're going to see.
That looks like.
And Jungle Trundle, haven't seen that in a while.
I do love me some Trundle. He's a lot of fun and a really great champion who I think is underused. And it's going to be, speaking of Protect the Kog'Maw, which is not going to be as much of this game considering they're going to go with Corki as their AD, but that pillar is going to be essential in separating people out in team fights.
Well, sure, and Trundle is typically part of a traditional kind of CLG Prime style poke comp. And the reason is because that pillar is so strong at zoning and slowing, and with AP Cog and Corki, we're going to see a ton of poke coming out of CLG Black.
Yes, we are. And then if you look at the opposite side at 4-0, that is one hell of a team they have comprised. The double global ganks from Nock and TF, with Ezreal ulti in supplement to that as well, along with Blitzcrank and Aurelia to round out their roster. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, again, we're going to see Martel picking up that Aurelia. It seems to be a safe champion that he's relatively comfortable with. He also doesn't know who the top lane pick for Psycho Sid is going to be yet, so it makes sense that he's going to pick a relatively safe choice in Aurelia as opposed to doing something a little riskier.
Yeah, and with that Udyr ban, you don't have to worry about getting a Flame Spitter shoved down your throat all game. And we see the Olaf pick from Psycho Sid. And I was wondering when we were going to see the Viking come out in this tournament, and it looks like we're going to see him right now, which is a pretty strong pick overall. Olaf does really mean things top lane in the right hands and in the right situation, and I think that's going to be a great matchup between him and Aurelia.
Yeah, he will be able to easily get into the back lines. I am a little bit concerned just because Ezreal's flash is going to make it harder for Olaf to kill the AD carry than it would with certain other AD carries that he might be able to ghost in with his ult up and kind of get in the back lines and kill. However, TF is very immobile, so it will certainly help taking down Takashi X. Slow champion overall and no real escape mechanisms besides that flash. So I imagine that Psycho Sid is going to be gunning straight for Takashi X in the back line.
Yep, and Takashi's only defense as Twisted Fate is that gold card, which Psycho Sid will be completely immune to in his rushing of said TF.
That's right. And so we're really seeing an interesting comp here. Great kind of protect the cog comp with the Nunu and the Trundle. And Corki will have a lot of mobility with his Valkyrie there in the back lane as well to keep poking and to keep pressure on turrets. Of course, if you're going to do a poke comp and take out turrets, putting the pillar next to the turret makes it very hard for the opposing team to stop you from doing damage to that turret. So I guess that what CLG Black's going to be doing is trying to head into that kind of late game mode. The Corki Nunu bot is not going to be as aggressive as, say, Corki Leona, Corki Alistair, Corki Tarek. So it looks like they're going to farm up Hood Stomp and wait for some of those sieges to set in and then start really putting pressure on some of these turrets.
Yeah, I think that's, the reverse side of that too for Fornot is you have Blitzcrank, TF, and Aurelia all on the same team, and if you're going to be in a situation where they're going to poke your tower, one good Blitz pull renders one character completely dead, and in between all of that CC and damage, and then it's just going to be a push out the lane. So it's going to be sort of an end game test to see whether or not the poking will be able to outdo the pulling.
Yeah, that's a really great analysis there, KDH. And yeah, it really, a lot of it for Fornot, I think their success in these siege scenarios is going to come down squarely on Zakent's shoulders and whether he's able to get some good pulls off or not. And also, once they hit 6, of course, Fornot going to be looking for those aggressive lane ganks. And while we're waiting, guys, I'm going to go ahead and talk about our sponsors for a little bit. Again, our sponsor, Arcade, is giving out a bunch of prizes over at their site at Arcade, ARQADE.com. You guys can win RP and graphics cards. All you have to do over there is go ask and answer a question tagged as League of Legends, and if you get 5 upvotes, you will be entered in a raffle for some pretty awesome prizes. Also, our sponsors over at Kingston and their HyperX product line. You can head over to GG Chronicles Facebook page for some instructions. Got to go like Kingston HyperX, got to like us, and then post on the sticky post at the top of our Facebook page, and you will have a chance to win some RAM for yourself, some USB flash drives, and some other cool prizes. So, we want to give you guys stuff, and our sponsors are really happy to put their products out there for you. So go ahead and take advantage of it. Head over to Arcade, ask and answer some questions. It's a great site, not just for League of Legends, but for all games. If you have a question or an answer, you can head over there and expect a thorough and complete response very, very quickly.
Yes, indeed. Arcade, a really great tool.
Indeed. And so as we tick down here during the loading screen, I'm going to go ahead and play you a quick Arcade commercial, and then we'll be back. All right, guys, we are now in game. Welcome. This is Fornot versus CLG Black. I am Monte Cristo, and with me is my casting buddy, KDH. How's it going?
It's going good, man. And you notice that right away, Fornot has complete and total skin win. So, and as Pulsefire Ezreal told us, Parole has taken Mystic Shot first. So, we are going to see some ridiculously quick and potent invade action going on here.
Oh, and a missed grab. That's going to give him about 20 seconds of time for CLG Black to set up before they can do that again. And Fornot might actually have to pull out just because of that.
So I have a question, Monty. Do you know anything about the Pulsefire Ezreal last hitting bug?
I do not know anything about that.
What I have been told is that there is a bug with Pulsefire Ezreal where you will last hit minions and not get the gold for it. I
have not heard that. I sincerely hope that's not true.
I hope it is too, because it's going to make this game a little strange for Parole, if that is true.
It might indeed, although I imagine they fixed that, otherwise he wouldn't be using the skin, but who knows. In the meantime, we're just going to see some milling around in mid lane. Blitzcrank, Zekent looking for that hook, but I think that CLG Black's going to stay well away from that, and Fornot still setting up for this aggressive blue steal attempt. I wonder if they're going to go in on it or not. There is a ward here from CLG Black, so they will know if they go in. It might be able to eliminate the threat from CLG Black if they can all go in together after blue has been started.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And you know, conversely, there's a ward up in the bush by Wraith Camp for Fornot. So if one team goes one way and one team goes the other way, they're both going to know. But it looks like everything's going to be centered around blue. With Olaf going top, Psycho Sid's just going to go top and start the game out. So this is a dangerous situation, and I think we might see a first blood scenario here coming in as Zekent runs through the bush. The rest of his team, TF has the gold card, and Bloodwater's going to get snagged. That's it for Bloodwater. Oh, maybe not. He gets the flash out and just in time, and they even managed to get the blue buff off. That was remarkable.
Yeah, that was a bit of a failed play there, I think, by Fornot, and a really good flash by Bloodwater. And in the meantime, considering they got no kills, they got no experience or the blue buff, and now Olaf, Psycho Sid up here already with 6 CS and pushing this creep wave into turret. It's going to take Martel some time to get up here, and he's going to lose CS because of this. So this is really bad for Martel's top lane.
Yeah, it's very bad for Martel's top lane. I mean, I'm just really impressed with that. You know, normally level 1, you land a blitz pull, you have a kill. Especially when your whole team is sitting there ready to capitalize. Not only did you get the blitz pull, you also got the TF gold card into the blitz pull. So I'm really impressed with Bloodwater just getting out of that.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just going to be really bad for Martel based on the experience. He does hit level 2, but Psycho Sid is a bit in the lead, almost level 3 already, about 2/3 of the way there. So that's going to be a lane to watch for sure. And in the meantime, you know, it sets the jungler behind as well. So one bad Brad going to be a little bit back on ggClassic. So a really good advantage that CLG Black has right now. Again, guys, CLG Black is 2-0 so far in this tournament, beating Orbit and MTWNA, so they are sitting pretty to head on to the next week. Again, there are 6 teams in this group stage. Only 2 will go on to next week.
Yes, that is true. So we have ggClassic going in on one bad Brad's blue buff, just going straight in there and attempting a steal as Martel and Kakashi X enter the fray. Psycho Sid is in there. First blood goes to Psycho Sid, but ggClassic might get taken out as well. It's going to be a tough call. It looks like he's not. Takashi X is going to get picked up by Link. So a really, really, really wonderful little engagement there for CLG Black.
Yeah, amazing there, and they just, unfortunately, Fornot split up just a little bit incorrectly. Martel wasn't able to use his Blade Surge to finish off ggClassic, and I just replayed that so we could watch it, guys, and that is just another bad break for Fornot.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the CS right now, Corky's got 25, Kog'Maw's got 24, Olaf has 18. Ezreal is the only one who even compares to any of them. Another whiff grab by Zekent on bottom lane. You know, the danger of Blitzcrank is that if you pick him and you don't get the hooks, you're not really doing anything.
Yeah, and honestly, like, 12 CS advantage, 1 kill and 1 assist for the top lane, Olaf here, that is terrifying for Martel as Aurelia.
Yeah.
That is such a huge lead at 5 minutes. If we take a look at the gold here, Olaf up to 1871 gold compared to 900. He has double the gold of his top lane opponent. And because because Martel's on blue team, it's going to be harder for the jungler to gank that top lane by a bit. Doesn't have necessarily the same, it takes a little longer to get from mid to top lane, and generally the blue jungler tends to be top less because there are fewer creeps available in the top jungle. So that's really a devastating lead right now for Psycho Sid up there, and Aurelia is pretty much going to be forced to go gold for 5 items at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, Psycho Sid picking up an early Heart of Gold and an early Regrowth Pendant. It looks like gold per 5 is the name of the game top lane anyway. But, I mean, with Trundle, and now Trundle's coming in top, goes to Zuna, but he's going to get seen by that ward. But you're absolutely right. Olaf, with that far of a lead, you know, he can chunk anyway. He can chunk if he's behind just because of his true damage. But now it's going to get even more nasty.
Yeah, and, you know, both players going gold per 5, that will eliminate some of Aurelia's edge, because now Psycho Sid's going to be able to get those gold per 5 items faster. He is going Heart of Gold and Philo Stun, so he's going to be, barring some sort of spectacular Twisted Fate Nocturne gank, which definitely isn't out of the question given Fornot's team comp, he's going to be ahead for at least a few minutes until both of those players hit 6.
Right, and speaking of, Takashi X is at 5 right now, and One Bad Brad is at 4, so that moment in the game is not far off.
Yeah, and otherwise we do see a 2,000 gold lead already by 7 minutes. That is significant for this point in the game. Very, very significant. Looks like the AD carries are dead even in CS, and our mid lane looks like we've got Kog'Maw just a smidge ahead of TF. Actually, quite a bit, about 15 CS.
Yeah, Kog'Maw's doing really well mid lane, so we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that arcane barrage or the living artillery as time goes on, as he has just hit 6.
And yeah, TF obviously not the best farmer into the early game. Once he gets the higher levels of wild cards and can clear waves in one toss of the cards, he'll start catching up to Kog'Maw in CS a little bit.
That he will. And as right now the bottom lane is pushing in, we're going to see Parole farm on turret a little bit. Aurelia and Olaf still doing the gold per 5 dance up top, and we have Trundle and Nocturne just sort of jungling around in their jungle. I think we're going to see Kog'Maw end up with his blue buff here pretty quick.
And here we go, Takashi X has hit 6, and it looks like he's heading up to get in range for a top lane gank. Nope, he's thinking better about it and going bot now. He hits 6 and immediately blue-pilled, so Blitzcrank looks like he's getting ready. TF making the move down here in bottom lane, and what will we see? Will we see Nocturne heading there as well? Yes, indeed. One bad
this
Brad.
Is going to be brutal. This is going to be brutal indeed. There's the boost from Blitzcrank. He's going to knock up the Nunu. There's the gate. TF's coming in. Nunu has been stunned, and there's a whole bunch of damage being put down on Bloodwater. Parole picking up that kill. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was really well played, and you could see Takashi there kind of delaying his attack so he wouldn't take that kill. They definitely wanted Parole to take that kill, and that's because probably, of course, the AD carry needs that gold to buy items, and it's going to be better on him probably than it will be on Takashi X, but also because the other lanes are kind of losing right now, and it'll be more effective. But wait a second.
Oh, there's the Nocturne gang coming in. He's going to dive in there. Blitzcall, Zekin barely missing that grab. Hoodstomp is out with Valkyrie, and that was a really great dive bot lane. Unfortunately, they didn't get the second kill. Hoodstomp is back, though. He's not leaving to go anywhere. Takashi X just pushing turret, trying to put as much damage on it as possible before he gets out.
I'm actually surprised they're pushing this turret so hard. You would think that Fornot, with their global team comp, would want to stay in the laning phase a bit longer.
And there's a stun on the Hoodstomp with the cards. He's going to flash out. He's going to Valkyrie out again. Zekin's going to grab a minion by accident. And that could have been another kill, but unfortunately there was just a little bit of a misfire on the blitz grab.
Yeah, and what I was saying about Parole is that frequently it's better off to kind of get that kill on the AD in this scenario just because your other lanes are already kind of losing. You know, Kog'Maw's that kill, and Takashi's still going for this.
Takashi is just super down to get Hoodstomp out of this lane and get a kill off of it. It does not look like it's going to happen, though. Hoodstomp is now going back, and Takashi better, or Bloodwater's going to take care of him.
So yeah, it's just better because the other lanes are losing, and now Martel's getting dove and top.
Oh my! Oh, that was quite the dive from Psycho Sid and Zuna.
And he almost gets taken down by that turret, but in the meantime, Psycho Sid picking up another kill, up 67 to 33 in farm with a spectacular gold difference, 1,800 to 3,500. Again, almost doubling.
Wow.
That gold of Irelia, and that lane is just going to be snowballing so unbelievably hard. Gozuzuna can ignore that lane for the time being and just let Psycho Sid do his thing. And CLG Black really looking strong today against all the teams they've played.
Yes, indeed. CLG Black is doing great. They're comping well. They're coordinating well. They're really doing a lot of great stuff. So it's been a lot of fun to watch them play.
Yeah, we've seen some really varied comps. I mean, the comp we're watching right now is nothing like the comp that we were casting against Orbit when they were running a lot of mobile ganks with Rumble, Shen, and TF. Like, this is entirely different, this kind of, like, poke farm comp that they're going to be using this game.
Yeah, absolutely, as you were saying. And TF and Nocturne moving in top lane. They want Psycho Sid. They want to get that gold bonus, and they want to make sure that Irelia can have some time top lane, but it looks like they've been noticed.
And you can see Kog'Maw Link right here preserving this turret. He's actually just going to push and head back. Blue Pill, he wants to, you know, as Kog'Maw typically you want to stay in lane for a while because your ganks, you know, not really that strong. You don't have the kind of same CC that, for example, TF has with that gold card. So he really wants to farm up and play for the poke comp and the sieges in the late game.
Yeah, and he, you know, first item Archangel's right there with his boots, picking up the rest of picking up some more wards and some more potions. So he's just getting as much mana as possible, as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the quickest way to do that, of course, as you're saying with that early Archangels, is to just sit in lane and continue farming.
Yep, and then that's that. I think that's why he went back, just to get the Archangels, and now he's just back in lane.
You know, that Olaf pick against TF2 is so great, because if you think about it, like right now, even though Olaf is pushed well ahead into the top lane, because of Olaf's ult at Ragnarok, even if TF tries to gank, he's probably not going to get a kill with a Ghost at ulting Olaf. So really the choice is that Fortnite has right now is to port bottom, and bottom has just been pushed right back to their turret while Hoodstomp farms away. So, I mean, this is a very disadvantageous map positioning right now for Fortnite, especially given what has happened in top lane already. They need to be able to kill bot lane, and they can't really do it because of how far it's been pushed and how far Parole is pushing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, they could also try for a mid lane gank, which it looks like they're actually doing right now. One Bad Brad's coming in. Takashi X is ulted by Trundle, and Kog'Maw's there. He's going to pick that one up with an ultimate. The Darkness ult from Nocturne, not soon enough, I don't think, and I don't know how effective it would have been anyway. Link getting a kill there on Takashi and a blue buff.
So, yeah, there's not... I'm not sure exactly what Fortnite needs to do right now. Like I said, I think their team comp is better in the laning phase, but they just are unable to execute. So maybe pushing some towers right now and getting them down would allow them more breathing room to get the team to overextend in order to use these Nocturne and TF ults to their greatest advantage.
Yeah, I really think that's probably the best solution. You see Martel just getting chunked by Psycho Sid top lane, all that true damage to ignite. He's going to ult and go in on the tower. I mean, look at him, just going in. He's been ignited. He's leaving. He tower dives a good, you know, couple of seconds. Takes probably close to 5 turret shots. Doesn't go down. Gets a kill. I mean, top lane is over. And in order for it to not snowball, in order for top lane to not snowball into the rest of the game, they're going to have to start pushing turrets. They're going to have to start getting momentum somewhere else, because Olaf right now is incredibly dangerous.
And you can see right there, Takashi X trying to catch up with Olaf with that ult, but apparently he was out of range, so they weren't able to actually chase Olaf because of his ghost got him outside of the range of TF's ult, so he just ported middle instead in order to keep farming.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at Olaf's items right now, 3-0-1, 94 CS, he's got 4,900 gold total, and he's got gold per 5s, HP, and cooldown shoes.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, that is an extremely impressive lineup. Looks like he, from what I'm seeing, well, he got a Giant's Belt, so it looks like he's going to be going Warmogs. I thought with just the Ruby Crystal for a second, he might be going kind of Hotshot style Olaf before Hotshot switched to jungle from top lane, and Hotshot would build Shirelias, and so he would be building, in this case, a Kindle Gem for extra cooldown reduction on Olaf, but I think we're going to see Warmogs instead now.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he does have the cooldown shoes. He's going to be able to spam that true damage often. very, very often. So it's going to be, like, the top lane is just super brutal. And as you said with his ultimate, he's ungankable, because he'll just run back to his turret.
So, yeah, I don't know what else to say right now for you guys. We have this farming still continuing. You can see that Kog'Maw, Link has, what he's done is he's taken this turret down just enough that he can kill it at any time he wants, but not enough that it's actually going to end the laning phase, so he can't keep farming. And again, Link up right now with an impressive 166 CS by 15 minutes, whereas 88 for kkacix on TF. That is a massive, massive difference.
That's double.
That's what we call double.
Yes, that is twice as many.
Link.
Twice as many the CS.
Yes, Link doubling down here in mid lane on kkacix. And let's see, Bloodwater looking like he... Oh, just going to put a ward down to protect this dragon. Trundle is amazing at doing solo dragon, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Really, really fast. He gets that shred from Rabid Bite, and it doesn't do as much damage. Let's see. And Rumble does have that wriggle, so it'll be really easy, especially with that Blood Boil, for them to take the first dragon of the game. One Bad Brad is going to donate blue buff to kkacix in the meantime, and zzKent looked like he was hoping to take a chunk out of Psycho Sid with a grab, but couldn't quite make it, just had to pour it out instead.
Yeah, now there's the blue buff going on to kkacix.
Oh no, here comes the dive onto Parole.
Yep, it's coming. Oh, yep, there it is. Parole is taking a bunch of damage from Hood Stomp, Zuna, and Bloodwater. Not a lot he could have done amidst all of the slow. Even an Arcane Shift would not put him far enough out of the way.
And Kog'Maw, Link trying to back off from the jungle, and TF ult going to go on to Link. He's going to get the gold card.
There's the gold card. This time Nocturne, unfortunately, does not have his ultimate, apparently, and the cleanse making it so Link doesn't really have to do anything in that situation but cleanse and start attack, which is exactly what he did. zzKent's been slowed. Everyone on purple team is there except Olaf. They're going in on zzKent. He's going to get melted, and that's 7-1. in favor of CLG Black. CLG Black looking super hot today. Just all the correct plays all the time. It is now 7-1. The gold lead is 7K at 17 minutes. There's a lot of sevens involved.
Yeah, I don't know who's calling the plays on CLG Black right now, who their designated play caller is, but they are doing some brilliant teamwork and communication in order to pick out the right targets, to say when they're diving and chasing properly. They just look so sharp.
Yes, yes, indeed they do. So, I mean, it's great to watch them, and you know, all of the games so far today have been great. And it's a level of precision that we haven't seen in a while casting these tournaments.
Yeah, and Warmog's, by the way, now picked up for Olaf. Psycho Sid also getting that red buff to, you know, give Aurelia even more nightmares up in top lane.
And it looks like he's just, you know, when his Ignite and his ult are up, which they both are, I mean, at this point, I think we can pretty much just expect him to dive Aurelia whenever his ult and his Ignite are up.
100%, you know, and he's happy to farm, at least for the moment, but 3-0-1, up a significant number of CS, and it looks like, oh, nope. I think that CLG Black has finally gotten tired of mid-turret now that they've used this laning phase to get so far in the lead, and I really don't know, besides one epic grab, what Fornot can do in order to take this game at this point. kkacix's ults have just been entirely stifled by the CLG Black team's coordination.
Well, and unfortunately, I don't think zzKent has landed a single grab other than the one in the pre-level 1 shenanigans. So that's really hurting his team as well.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. So, Gosu Zuna now picking up that Oracles and going on patrol for wards.
I like that was a good chuckle. Gosu Zuna, what is he building? He's got a Wriggles and his Hog right now. He's also picked up a red pot. I'm not quite sure what the point of the red pot is. We've seen a lot of early elixir buying in this tournament so far.
Yeah, and a lot of also early elixir buying and then not using that elixir. We saw Psycho Sid have a blue pot for like 15 minutes in the last game where he cast with CLG Black.
The longest blue pot holding I've ever seen. Oh, there's a Nocturne ultimate. We have some activity going on bot lane as Hoodstomp's going to get the fear. Zekken's coming in with the punch. Hoodstomp is just going to have to take that one and go down. So the second kill of the game also going to Ezreal. And Psycho Sid up top now, just pushing the turret. He's decided he's done with top turret. And he's just going to try and chase down Aurelia, apparently. Oh man, a flash by Martel saves her from certain death by axes.
It's not a pretty way to go, man.
No, not a pretty way to go indeed. And all of CLG Black, actually yes, all of them are top lane right now. And I think we're going to see just the top lane get pushed into the floor.
Yeah, and 20 minutes, this incredible 9k gold difference is going to be virtually impossible to overcome.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage being put down on this turret. Olaf has ulted. He has gone in the back. He's going to pick up Blitzcrank. One bad Brad is going to go down the link. Martel is also going to go down the link. On the turret, 4 members dive 3. No one is killed but blue team. And we're just going to see them loop around and keep pushing top lane, I think.
Yeah, and unfortunately, without Parole there to really help in that fight, it was just all too easy to dive on these players that have been extremely gimped, like Aurelia, like Blitzcrank, like Nocturne, that have suffered so hard this game. Ezreal's really their only hope. And now here comes the Baron, but the TF ult is up. Will he decide to gate in?
I don't know. It's an awful risky play at this point, although all members of CLG Black are fairly low, except Hoodstomp, who is at full HP. Parole's going to evaporate under Hoodstomp and Link. Link cleansing out. Takashi X going to get taken down by Hoodstomp, and Baron goes down. It is now 2-12 at 21 minutes, the goal difference being 12k. CLG Black, albeit they are super low, I don't know if they're going to go back. I think they might just keep fighting. There's a grab out by Zekken. He's not going to get anybody. Martel is being constantly slowed by these procs on Corki on the Triforce. She's going to dash back in and get taken out by Hoodstomp. Link is chasing down Nocturne, and Hoodstomp gives chase as well. They're going to dive him in, in front of the mid turret in the middle there. Zuna goes in. The fear goes out. Bloodwater keeps going. He manages to... he gets grabbed by Zekken. There's the Ezreal ulti. Not going to hit Bloodwater, unfortunately. And CLG Black just... they don't even... They're diving like it's a 5-man team of all Nautilus. Is what's happening. And it's not... It's just... This is ridiculous right now.
Yeah, I'm just catching up for your play-by-play. I did rewind there for just a minute, but we are almost back up. Looks like that fight is finally over, and I will be able to catch up with you, KDH, into the real time. Yeah,
what's happening right now is just... Fortnite is pushing mid, while all of CLG Black has to go back and recover their HP. They're going to get 1 turret out of that and nothing else. There are 2 oracles on CLG Black right now. Both Trundle and Olaf have them. Olaf still has not built a single damage item. He has cooldown shoes, Warmogs, 2 GP5s, and a Glacial Shroud.
Given his 3,500 HP right now, I'm surprised that he hasn't decided to build an Atmos, but it's not like he needed. His damage is still quite high with the cooldown for his Reckless Swing, giving him a ton of true damage potential, and obviously forming, a lot of the front line for absorbing damage for his team.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job of it as he rushes into the back line and just starts attacking people. Zekken gets that grab off on Zuna, who looks like he gets feared. Link is going to pick up Takashi. Zuna's going to go down to the turret. Nunu is ulted. There's a triple kill for Link in the mix, and we see Hoodstomp picking up Martel. Quadra kill for Link in that engagement. That is an ace, and it's also going to be GG unless something drastic happens. Just a terrific game for CLG Black, dominating all the wards going down, all the wards forever. Hoodstomp might he's bouncing up and down and doing barrel rolls, and they're attacking, what a great game is for CLG Black.
I mean, CLG Black looking so dominant. I am so excited to see them playing against the Taipei Assassins and CLG Prime in the next couple of games. They have just murdered their opponents these games.
Wow, talking about picking more kills.
Yeah, they are just murdering their opponents these games. Link finishes with 11-0-4, looking like goddamn Froggen.
Wow. Just wow. That was a spectacular display. was a true display of skill, is what that was.
Unfortunately, Ezreal, you know, not being on the winning team there, so I hold that comment in a sense of irony, but really good job by CLG Black there to execute in such a way that they nullified their opponent's strategy. You know,
they completely vaporized that strategy.
Yeah, very, very impressive play. You know, those global ults, they said, well, you know, we don't even really have to consider those. You know, of course, for not looking for that strong laning phase and their hopes just getting dashed. And Psycho Sid playing a wonderful top lane Olaf and doing everything to capitalize on those early advantages. Huge goal difference this game.
Yeah, humongous. And Psycho Sid and Link both with flawless victories.
Yeah, indeed. And you guys, this is going to be the last game that I'm casting tonight. I'm Monte Cristo. KDH will be back later with Cumley.
Yes, Cumley and I will be casting later at 8 p.m. PDT. We're going to be casting the last 3 games of the night.
Including the probably highly touted CLG Prime versus Taipei Assassins game, which should be...
I'm very excited for that.
Very, 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 very interesting. And now this stream is going to switch over to Ponophobia and Hornet, who will be bringing you the first Taipei Assassins game, and that game is going to be TPA versus MDWNA, so you will be getting to see Stanley versus Rain Man in top lane. Stanley, if you guys don't know, is one of the legends of Southeast Asia, plays very unorthodox champions like Cassiopeia in top lane, and we are going to see Lil Balls as well, Taipei Assassins ace jungler who plays just a ridiculous Alistar. So we will be back with you guys shortly, and thanks a lot for watching. We'll be passing the stream off, so if it goes black for just a couple seconds, don't worry about it. We're just reconnecting. And this has been the LeagueCraft GG Classic presented by Arcade. Stay tuned. We got lots more action for you tonight. I'm Monte Cristo, and with me is KDH.
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks, Summoners. Yeah, we'll be back in a bit. KDH will be with you in just a couple hours.
Never before have you been so swiftly carried to your musical destination. This is Area of Defect featuring Vizix and Aurora Coriolis bringing you Ionia. Get 'em, Relly.
They call me Relly, and I'm the great transcender. I make a top lane smoothie, I'm the champion blender. Morello nursed me for fun, still the #1 contender. It's been 20 minutes, you forget how to spell surrender. Unstoppable in lane, so much life still you ain't harming me. You'll never get more fun than me, got more rage than an armory. Gank me, focus me, CC me, noob, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit, I'm like the motherfucking honey badger.
I'm the Wuju master and I jungle for shits and giggles, it's stuck in there. So I make sure that I grab a wiggles. Boots let me move really fast, I get kills and I get rewards. Take them back to the shop, get 4 pairs of double swords. Alpha strike a team fight, attack speed let me overrun. I'm the Highlander noob, don't you know there's only one? I'll back all your towers all day. Watch them get chunked, hope your team shows up to play. And watch them get dunked.
I really shouldn't tower dive, cause when I do I get a triple. Sonic wave to say hi, now I'm not the only one who's crippled. I'm a lyrical genius, my style is relentless. Hope you appreciate the irony of me beating you senseless. This really isn't fair.